What mysteries are waiting in episode 3 of Outlander: Blood of My Blood? The trailer has dropped and the first look is here, filled with secrets, powerful emotions, and hidden clues. Let's dive into everything the footage reveals and what it means for the story ahead. Before we understand what episode 3 is setting up, we need to go back and remember where episode 2 left us. Episode 2 was not just a continuation of the story, it was a turning point that shaped the path of every main character. The choices made, the words spoken, and the alliances tested in episode 2 now stand as the foundation of the drama that episode 3 will explore. In episode 2, emotions ran high as family loyalty clashed with personal desire. We saw how bonds of blood can both protect and imprison. Certain characters were forced to choose between their duty and their heart. These were not small decisions. They were moments that could alter lives forever. The episode highlighted the deep weight of family honor, but it also showed us the heavy cost of betrayal. When trust is broken, nothing remains the same. The episode also expanded the setting, giving us a glimpse into the wider world these characters inhabit. Every detail, from the landscapes to the costumes, carried meaning. The production design was not just about beauty, it was about symbolism. Wide fields hinted at freedom, yet the stone walls of homes reminded us of the restrictions people carry with them. This balance between liberty and duty is at the heart of Outlander: Blood of My Blood, and episode 2 brought that theme to the surface. Another important detail from episode 2 was how new conflicts were born quietly in the background. Not all tension was spoken aloud. Some came through glances, silences, and half-finished sentences. These small signals are what make Outlander so rich. They tell us that even when the scene seems calm, there are storms waiting underneath. The show has always been a master at foreshadowing, and episode 2 planted seeds that episode 3 will surely make grow. The relationships between characters also moved forward in unexpected ways. We saw trust being tested, promises being questioned, and hidden truths beginning to rise. One character's loyalty was questioned while another's courage was revealed in a surprising way. Every single interaction in episode 2 carried weight, because in a world where survival depends on alliances, every word can change fate. What makes this setup powerful is the sense of unfinished business. Episode 2 did not tie things neatly. Instead, it left us with unanswered questions. Will the bond between family members hold strong, or will betrayal tear them apart? Will secrets be revealed, or will they stay hidden until the damage is beyond repair? These questions are exactly what push us toward episode 3 with so much excitement. Episode 2 was like a storm building on the horizon. We could feel the pressure rising. We could see the lightning flickering in the distance, but the storm itself has not yet broken. Episode 3 promises to bring that storm forward, and the trailer gives us just enough of a glimpse to know that we are about to see explosive confrontations, shocking choices, and perhaps even the kind of heartbreak that changes the course of the series. The trailer for episode 3 wastes no time in setting the tone. The very first shot pulls us into a world heavy with tension. We see the landscape stretching wide, mist rolling across the hills and the sky painted in stormy shades. It is not just beautiful scenery, it is a warning. Nature itself feels like a character, showing us that conflict is coming, and peace will not last. Then the trailer cuts sharply to faces we know well. A close-up of a character's eyes tells us more than words could. Fear is there, but also determination. In that single glance, we understand that the coming choices will not be simple. Someone will be forced to sacrifice something they love, and the weight of that choice is already pressing down. The trailer then shifts its rhythm. Quick flashes show us movement. Horsemen riding fast across rough ground, hands gripping weapons, doors being slammed shut. Every cut feels urgent. This is no longer about calm conversations or quiet strategy. This is about survival, and every frame reminds us that danger is closer than ever. In one striking image, a candle burns in the dark, lighting only half of a character's face, half hidden in shadow, half revealed in firelight. This single shot speaks to the heart of Outlander: Blood of My Blood. Every person has two sides, one they show to the world and one they hide. Episode 3 looks ready to bring those hidden sides out into the open. We also catch glimpses of alliances forming and breaking, a handshake that feels cold, a smile that hides too much, a hand reaching out for comfort only to be pushed away. The trailer does not give us full answers, but it gives us pieces of a puzzle. These fragments tell us that trust will be tested, more than ever before, and loyalty may not survive the storm. The music in the trailer builds with each image. Soft strings at first, then pounding drums that rise as the tension grows. The sound itself feels like a heartbeat racing faster and faster. By the final moments of the trailer, the rhythm has reached a fever pitch, making it impossible to look away. The closing shot is perhaps the most powerful of all. A single line spoken in a whisper, paired with a character standing alone against the wind. It is not just a moment of drama, it is a promise that episode 3 will be about choices that echo far beyond one scene. When that line is delivered, it feels like a knife cutting through silence, leaving us with chills and questions that demand answers. The trailer has done what it was meant to do. It has given us a taste without spoiling the meal. It has left us restless, eager, and impatient for episode 3 to arrive. Every detail, from the smallest look to the loudest clash of sound, carries meaning. And if the trailer is this rich, then the episode itself will be even more explosive. The heart of Outlander Blood of My Blood has always been its characters. Episode 3 puts them directly in the spotlight, and the trailer gives us a strong sense of who will carry the weight of this chapter. One face we cannot ignore is the central figure who stands between family duty and personal freedom. Their story is not just about survival, it is about identity. Every line spoken, every look exchanged in the trailer shows us that this character is walking a fine line. The struggle is not only against enemies on the outside, but also against fears that come from within. The camera lingers on them longer than anyone else, reminding us that episode the 3rd of May tests their resolve in ways we have not yet seen. Then there is the younger generation, the heirs of a legacy that they may not yet fully understand. The trailer hints at their inner battles, torn between the life they want and the life expected of them. In one shot, we see hesitation written on their face, as if they know that a single choice could bind them forever to a future they did not choose. Episode 3 seems ready to draw out these conflicts, showing us how fragile the bridge is between desire and duty. A new character also steps into the frame, someone whose presence feels both mysterious and dangerous. We do not yet know if they come as a friend or a foe, but the tension in the way other characters look at them makes it clear that their arrival will shift the balance of power. Outlander has always used new characters to open doors to larger stories, and this figure may hold the key to alliances or betrayals that could change everything. The relationships between long-standing characters are also highlighted in the trailer. We see the quiet moments, a hand brushing against another, a glance filled with unspoken words, but we also see sharp divisions forming. What was once steady may now be breaking. Love, loyalty, and trust are all under pressure. In episode 3, the question is not only who will stay true, but also who will turn away when the test becomes too heavy. What makes this character focus so powerful is that every figure carries the weight of history on their shoulders. They are not just acting for themselves, they are carrying the names and bloodlines of those who came before. The show reminds us that every personal choice is also part of a larger legacy. One mistake, one betrayal, or one brave act can shape the destiny of generations. The trailer's sharp cuts and careful framing put emphasis on expressions more than dialogue. A clenched jaw, a shaking hand, or a sudden silence tells us more than a full speech could. Episode 3 will likely use these quiet yet intense details to reveal truths that words alone cannot capture. It is in these small gestures that the real story of the characters is told. By the end of the trailer, the characters feel less like players in a scene and more like forces colliding against one another. Some are ready to fight, some are ready to run, and some are ready to sacrifice everything. Episode 3 promises to show us not only who they are in moments of peace, but who they truly become when everything is on the line. Every trailer of Outlander Blood of My Blood hides deeper messages beneath its images, and episode 3 is no different. Beyond the surface action and dramatic faces, we see patterns that speak to the themes shaping this chapter. These themes are not only about what the characters do, but why they do it and what it means for the generations that will follow. One theme that rises strongly is family versus freedom. The trailer shows us bonds of blood being tested in fire. Family can be a shield that protects, but it can also be chains that hold. Episode 3 looks ready to show us how heavy that burden can become. Characters are caught between the duty to their name and the burning need to follow their own hearts. This struggle has always been at the heart of Outlander, but here it feels sharper, like a blade against the skin. Another theme is trust and betrayal. The short glimpses we see of handshakes, whispers, and shifting alliances all point toward choices that will divide people who once stood together. Betrayal in Outlander is never simple. It does not always come from an enemy. Sometimes it comes from the one standing closest. Episode the 3rd of May reveal how dangerous blind trust can be, and how costly it is when promises break. Love also runs through the images, not the soft and peaceful kind, but love under fire. We see the quiet touches and longing looks, but we also see love threatened by distance, by duty, and by fear. Outlander has always shown that love can heal, but it can also wound, and episode 3 appears ready to test every heart. Will love survive when the weight of the world falls on these characters, or will it bend and break under pressure? That is a question this episode seems eager to answer. The trailer also hints at legacy, the idea that choices made today echo far into the future. This is not only about personal survival, it is about what remains when the dust settles. Every decision, every sacrifice, every betrayal carries forward into generations not yet born. Outlander Blood of My Blood makes this point clear. The past and the future are bound together. What happens in episode the 3rd of May not end with these characters. It may shape the destiny of those who come after. Visually, the theme of light and shadow is everywhere. We see faces half hidden in darkness, candles flickering against stone walls, storm clouds covering bright skies. These are not random images. They tell us that the line between truth and lies, loyalty and betrayal, freedom and chains is razor thin. Episode the 3rd of May blur those lines until the characters themselves no longer know where they stand. As for predictions, the trailer suggests that episode 3 will be the episode where hidden truths finally come out. Secrets cannot stay buried forever, and the way the trailer frames its images makes it clear that revelations are coming. Someone will be forced to speak what they have kept silent. Someone will have to face the cost of their choices. Someone will cross a line they cannot return from. The rhythm of the trailer suggests that the episode will not end quietly. Instead, it will rise toward a breaking point, leaving the audience with questions that only later chapters can answer. This is not the calm middle of the story. It feels like the edge of a cliff. Episode 3 is set up to deliver the kind of moment that fans will remember long after the credits roll. The official first look for episode 3 is more than just a sneak peek. It is a carefully designed message to the audience. Every frame feels intentional, every detail crafted to hint at what is coming without giving it all away. Outlander has always used costumes, settings, and lighting as silent storytellers, and here they speak louder than words. One of the most striking things in the first look is the clothing. The costumes are not only about style, they are about status, struggle, and symbolism. A richly layered coat signals power. A simple wool dress shows humility and survival. The fabric choices themselves seem to tell us who is rising and who is falling. We can sense that episode 3 will not only test the characters emotionally, but also place them in positions where how they appear to the world will decide whether they are trusted or doubted. The settings in the first look also demand attention. Wide stone halls echo with authority, while quiet wooden cottages hum with secrets. Every location feels like a stage built for conflict. The castle-like structures remind us of the weight of tradition and duty, while the smaller homes reflect the human side of love and struggle. The contrast between these spaces tells us episode 3 will move between the public world of power and the private world of hidden hearts. Lighting is another key. We see shadows falling heavy across walls, flames flickering against faces, and daylight breaking only in fleeting moments. It is as if the world itself is unsteady. Darkness covers more than light, signaling that truths are being concealed, and that what we see may not be the whole story. Episode 3 will likely use this visual language to show us that every revelation comes at a cost. The first look also teases the emotional intensity of the episode. A single glance between two characters feels loaded with years of history. A clenched fist held at a table suggests a decision that cannot be undone. Even silence becomes a weapon. These details remind us that Outlander is not only about battles fought with swords, it is also about battles fought in the heart. Production choices tell us even more. The way the camera lingers on certain characters signals who will drive the story forward. The way it cuts quickly away from others suggests secrets waiting to be uncovered. The rhythm of these shots creates a sense that Episode 3 will not rest. The episode will move with urgency, pulling the audience deeper into its web of choices and consequences. In all these first look images, there's a feeling of inevitability, as if the characters are being pulled toward something they cannot escape. The costuming, the locations, the shadows, and the silence all combine to tell us that Episode 3 will bring truth to light, but it will not come gently. It will come like a storm breaking over everything, leaving no one untouched. Episode 3 of Outlander Blood of My Blood is shaping up to be more than just another chapter. The trailer and first look have made one thing clear. The storm is coming, and every character will face a test that could change their destiny. This episode promises heartbreak and revelation, loyalty and betrayal, love and sacrifice. It carries the weight of history while also pushing toward a future filled with uncertainty. Every detail we have seen suggests that the story is about to cross a line where nothing will be the same again. And that leaves us with one powerful question. Who will rise when the world begins to crumble, and who will fall when the truth is finally revealed? That is the mystery pulling us toward Episode 3 with unstoppable force. Now it is your turn. What do you think Episode 3 will uncover? Which character do you believe will surprise us the most, and whose fate are you most worried about? Share your theories in the comments, because Outlander has always been about community as much as it is about story. If you want more detailed breakdowns, episode reviews, and future predictions, make sure you subscribe and stay with us. Because if Episode 3 looks this powerful, the rest of the season may shake the story to its core. Outlander Blood of My Blood. Episode 3 is not just another episode, it is a turning point. And when it arrives, every choice, every secret, every hidden truth will finally come crashing into the light. The journey into Episode 3 of Outlander Blood of My Blood is more than a continuation. It feels like the moment where everything changes. The trailer and first look have given us fragments, but the full story is waiting just ahead, heavy with secrets and alive with danger. The stakes are no longer small. Choices made here will ripple outward, shaping not only the lives of those we see on screen, but the legacy of the families and bloodlines they carry. This is where love will be tested, where loyalty may shatter, and where courage will be revealed in its purest form. Episode 3 carries the rhythm of destiny. The images and words we have seen are not random. They are pieces of a larger design. Every shadow, every glance, every unspoken truth is leading us to a breaking point. The episode promises to deliver answers, but it may also create new questions, the kind that echo far beyond 1 hour of television. So prepare for an episode filled with intensity, with conflict, and with choices that cannot be undone. The fire is already burning in the trailer, and when the episode arrives, it will spread through every character, consuming what cannot survive and revealing what is truly unbreakable. This is not just a new episode of Outlander Blood of My Blood. This is the moment where the story steps into its own legend.